Alright guys, so this one we've got our controller connected. We don't necessarily need that at the moment, but in terms of our power going through this, we've got the power getting connected through here, through the battery pack, and then coming through and setting up over here. So it's probably useful to have this in place before we go and try and connect this up. So there's a few things that we need to do to set this up. So at the moment I've got my 6 cables with the female ends. What I've done with them is I've just got them set up so that they're all taped together. So a little bit of tape just to make life a little bit neater will make your life a little bit easier. But the way that we want to think about those, if you've got a red and a black or a brown in there, think about the colors that you want to set up here. So the way these pins set up, that little square in the bottom left corner is my ground. The one directly above is my VCC, or the power going to this guy. Up, down, rotate, in, out, and jaws in the next 4. So those colors don't really matter. It's just I would make a note of what colors you're using for each of them as we go through. So if I have a look at my cable, I've got black set up here. I've got then red up there. I have orange. I have grey. I have then a brown and white. Okay, so when I then go to connect the other ends up, which are just cut off, will be really useful. So what I'm going to do with those ones, they're going to get connected in, making sure that I've got that black, if you've got it there, connected to the bottom there. So you can see I've got that connected now. They're all in. So having those already in the sort of the orientation of the 6 will make your life easier. So from there, what I need to be able to do is I'm going to strip the ends of these just about 5 mils to be able to go into our terminal blocks. So from there, I'm just going to give myself a little bit of length. I wouldn't want to tear them all apart, it'll just keep it a little bit neater. But they're all there, and then we're going to go through and strip those out. So nice and quickly, I'm going to do that here as well. So we don't need much off, but we do want to make sure that we don't cut through all the wires. So if you want to give those a twist afterwards, that's probably not a bad thing, so that they are all together when you try and pull those off. Okay, so I've got those cut off. Now, if you remember what we need to do, so that VIN is going to be where I'm going to connect my voltage. So if I have a look at where that's sitting, that is the very end one over here, which is, for me, the blue that's coming from my controller, which is the VCC. So that's gone through the voltage regulator, so I've got a nice strong solid 5 volts coming from my battery through that blue. So I'm going to put that one in parallel with him there. So that's my first step. So loosen that off, take him out, twist those two together, and then put those back in. Okay, so if you've got more than 2 wires going to the same point, it's always easier to twist them together. So you want to make sure that you don't have any wires exposed as they come out. So I'm going to carefully slide them in, that looks good, and then tighten that one back up. Alright, so next one I'm going to go is ground. So that one is the only one on that side. The rest of them are going to be over here. So we're going to keep those a bit further, and then we're going to come over here. So I'm going to use that ground. He's going to jump in to my ground over this side. So I'm going to loosen him off and add that in there. Give it a little twist and add. Okay, so now that is connected. I've got my power and ground through there. So now as I add the rest of these guys, they're going to be able to go in where I need them to after that. So if you remember, what we need for a servo to work is we need the PWM pin. So each of these, it doesn't really matter where they connect to, as long as it's D3, 5, 6, 9, 10 or 11. So I'm going to go D5, D6 and then 9 and 10. So they are loosened off. I'm going to twist each of those and then put them in. What I will then check with later is which ones I've got them connected up with. Because it doesn't really matter, just as long as they are all in a PWM pin. So we'll go through and add each of those in. Okay. Alright, so they are now all in place. What I'm going to have a go at next is I'm going to bring that back around here so he's sort of sitting a little bit in place. Bring him around that way. So, no, I won't. I'll leave him there. So now what I want to do is, I'm using a power source for this, but there's nothing stopping you making that your battery pack. So if I turn this on, we will see the light is on, and I've got that going through to be able to turn that on. Alright, so now that I've got that connected up, I've got those, and I can then check what color each of my signals go through. But the next thing I'm going to probably do is I'm going to now use my flowchart to be able to test this out. So I'm going to go through and make sure that I'm connected. So I'm going to go through and connect that up to the computer and then choose my device. So it's already selected, and now I'm going to connect him. So I'm going to leave the controls for the moment, but I just want to make sure I've got everything through. So what I do also have here is my little multimeter. I've just got that set on volts, so I can check if I have my voltage is coming through here. So if I set those up there, you can see that I've got a solid 5 volts. So notice I've got those reversed, which is why it's very negative coming through. If I turn the power source off, which is the switch over here, I will lose the current in for the servos to work. But I've got that set up. You can see that as I move these, they are all working, which is happy days. And then I've got my switches working. But what I need to go through now is I'm going to go and change these pins. So each of these are going to be a servo 180. So I've got 5, 6, I didn't use 3, so that was a waste of time, but I've got 5 and 6, and then 9 and 10. So I'm going to go through and change those over. Okay, so now that we've done that, what we should be able to do is, as I start to move these, and we'll probably move that so you can actually see it as it's working, but I should then have functionality starting to occur. So if I move that, you can see my jaws are moving in and out. 5 and 6. And what you'll need to sort of work out is what's the range that you need this guy to work within. So we can see that's happy, and you'll go through and start checking out where the minimum and maximums for each of the arms needs to be. So for this guy, if I'm moving him there, that's probably about as far as he needs to go. So about 100 all the way through. And this guy probably can, depending on where we've got the other one set up, is start playing with where those ranges can be, and then rotate one through. If you try and get them to go further than they're comfortable, you may end up with it start twitching around. But that there is now ready to go. So you now have all of your inputs connected, all of your outputs connected, everything's talking, you're ready to start looking at your flowcharts.